One of the most painful things a family can go through, other than losing a child to death, is for that child to become an adult and then estrange or disown themselves from their parents, often with no justification. And then, as grandparents, we suffer the isolation from our grandchildren as well. Abandonment by our adult children is a global epidemic. I hear the pain from 40 states and 8 countries. I identify with it. Being disconnected from your grandchildren is excruciating. I know. I live with this unbelievable distress too. Creating this organization was what I did when I realized I could not fix this. I wanted to find someone else who was going through this. I wanted to understand this chaos, and I wanted answers. Hopefully, by bringing awareness to this horrendous situation, and as AGA continues to expand into every state or country in America, we will not only grow in numbers, but we will grow in power. We are the baby boom generation. Together we can create a huge effect. In the state of Florida, AGA is now participating actively in creating grandparent right visitation legislation. We give grandparents a voice, and we must be the voice of our grandchildren. I suggest you contact your legislators as well and bring awareness to our play. We must create a grandparent movement. The unjustified abusive behavior of our adult children is creating a lifetime of emotional problems for our grandchildren and for us, the grandparents. AGA has given this most painful grief, this bewildering phenomenon, a name. For each of you in attendance, I am grateful that you have found us, and so very grateful that I in turn have found you, discovering that you are not suffering alone. The devastating emotional trauma of alienation is huge. At meetings and on our website, we focus on the struggles so many grandparents have in being part of their grandchildren's lives. AGA enables you to share with others who are living the same emotional trauma. AGA allows you to express your feelings and situations. With us, you do not have to validate yourself. We get it. With support, the trauma is minimized. We intend to offer that support, the understanding, and help validate the feelings of those suffering with a level of alienation. We provide skills to cope better in your daily lives. AGA will work toward bringing alienated grandparents, parents, and grandchildren together. At each meeting, one of our professional participating consultants provide knowledge in their field of expertise. These consultants offer strategies to help relieve the pressure and heal relationships with your adult children, and present coping skills to help manage your emotional pain. This is followed by an interactive discussion. Grandparents who attend will remain anonymous so that everyone will feel free to openly share their feelings and perceptions. After the meeting, grandparents may consult individually with AGA professionals who are attending the meeting. Alienation is endemic in our society and globally. It is an epidemic affecting families and has no socioeconomic boundary. Alienation is willful intimidation. It is considered by the experts to be a severe form of child abuse and elder abuse. When you come to understand that you did not cause this, Therefore, you cannot fix this campaign of denigration and domestic violence against you. You can stop blaming yourselves. You will come to an understanding that you should not be embarrassed by this estrangement or isolation from your own children. Instead, you will realize that each of us is likely dealing with young adult issues, often the result of personality disorders and unresolved childhood issues. This is a delusional disorder. It is important to realize that the spouse often takes on the personality of the alienating, toxic spouse. Through neurolinguistic programming, mind control is established. One spouse may be used as the bully to keep you away. This is classic triangulation. There are enablers, pathological liars. There is often raging and jealousy. There are expectations and the entitlements of the me generation. If you experience raging from your adult child, what they are not saying to you but mean is, don't you see what I am going through at home? Don't you know what it's like for me? When you call or come around, it makes it worse. Grandparents are forced to put up with these abusive behaviors of our daughters-in-law, sons-in-law, daughters or sons. We walk on eggshells. For the past 2 years, those in attendance have learned so many significant things from very respected national and international experts. AGA provides you with the most professional and current knowledge and insight so that you may come to an understanding of the complex dynamics of grandparent alienation. We may not be able to fix this right now, but we can educate ourselves to understand the many and varied dynamics involved in this complex reality of alienation. Understanding does help us to cope better. Knowledge is power. When we hear an expert say something which we can personally identify, a light bulb goes off in our minds and a new piece of the puzzle comes together. If you take away with you even one piece of information from each of our speakers, process it, and then apply it to your adult children and grandchildren, eventually you will see a clearer picture. Understanding the complexities of alienation can help you strategize your personal situations. Perhaps not winning each battle, but winning this war. Take good care of yourselves so that you will be there when your grandchildren can reach out to you. Unfortunately, AGA has learned of several suicides in places where AGA is not yet available. Because of AGA, professionals who have studied parental alienation syndrome are now actively involved with grandparent alienation. For this assistance, we are deeply grateful. If you have not already done so, I encourage you to fill out our survey on grandparent alienation so that we may analyze the questionnaire and prepare a paper for national publication, anonymously, of course. This will be a critical advancement for grandparent alienation. The survey our board members have created will be analyzed by our professionals and will eventually prepare this paper. I am proud to tell you that one of our board of directors is presently working on her PhD in social work and hopes to focus on grandparent alienation in her dissertation. Carol Golly, a child therapist, has been accepted into the program. And she also is called by the Collier County courts to do court evaluations with children experiencing alienation. Jim Carl, the attorney and member of our board of directors, focusing on alienation, in PAS and GA as well, and you'll hear more about this evening. Many of those who have studied PAS are now actively involved with grandparent alienation, and they have aligned themselves, you'll see it on our website, on the homepage, as consultants from around our country. These are international experts in the field, and they are professional consultants available to all of us as we need them. And they have stated AGA is the first successful grandparent organization in our country. We can bring awareness from what we have learned. Perhaps through knowledge gained, we can prevent others from reaching a higher level of alienation. Experts tell us to take any opportunity we can to communicate with our grandchildren, or find a bridge person who can communicate to them the fact that you are a good person. They need to hear that. Our grandchildren are not being allowed to develop their critical thinking skills. Grandparent alienation is mind control, brainwashing, and it has the characteristics of cult-like behavior. We have been told that if we had the opportunity to bond with our grandchildren, we will have a better chance of reunification in the future. We are told that if we try to maintain some or any kind of communication with our grandchildren, we will have a better opportunity for reunification in the future. We have learned that when your grandchildren do get to spend time with you, they will fall from their fear, from the brainwashing attempts. Remember, your grandchildren are being forced to go underground with their emotions. They know they must comply with their parents' wishes. This is severe child abuse. This is severe elder abuse, and abuse is not okay. Grandparent alienation is a situation whereby you are truly a victim. This is considered by the experts in the world to be severe abuse. It is never acceptable. Because we have a deep love of our children and our grandchildren, we tend to allow some abuse to continue, whereby otherwise we would have walked away. And yes, we must come to the realization that our years are numbered and that we must not waste what time we have left. We must cherish those who are close to us, do care about us, and do provide us with companionship and opportunity. I hope you realize how important it is to appreciate these people in your lives, those who truly care about you and love you. What would we do without these people? We must create our own happiness aside from our devastation. Save time each day for it and create another life. And of course, we shall continue each day to include a time to celebrate in our own minds our grandchildren. Try to enjoy something special each day of your life, and never give up on your grandchildren. They would not want you to.